Another episode of Coach Keyton Crawford here on the Crawford Podcasting Network, corner of Grand River and Hagedorn Road, stone's throw away from Michigan State University, where they executed a nice 7-point win over the one-win Purdue Boilermakers, but a W is a W. And I thought more people showed up to that game. No. You know, I have people say, it was empty. I mean, Friday night, and it was freaking cold.
It was cold.
And
you had Silver Bells.
Silver Bells down here kicking its ass. I mean, that's tough stuff.
The students showed up.
They showed up. I was impressed.
I had predicted that it's like I didn't know.
You were there in the box.
I was.
Why you living large, man?
My man's Jason Strayhorn. Shout out my man Jeff Howard.
No, I love Jason Strayhorn because he sent his kid to Michigan.
Yeah,
he's a good man.
He might come back after a year or two when they start losing. But they took care of me. And I was up there with my man Brian Beverly and Curtis Cuthen. We had a really good time.
Curtis Cuthen made the cut.
Curtis Cuthen was hanging out.
What the hell?
Seeing water.
They letting anybody in, man.
Hey, you know, it was the east side of it.
I love you, Curtis.
But it was I was surprised and happily surprised that they.
I think it was decent.
And they left after. Well, the game should have been over at halftime. It was 24-3, and we should have been rolling in the second half.
So that wideout from Purdue dropped that pass. Woo! Ryan Walters.
Passes.
Man. You know Ryan Walters. Not to jump around here, which we are going to do. We're going to jump around here, but he's under the hot seat, man. He beat one team this year, Indiana State. He's not going to beat IU next week. A feisty Hoosier team coming off a 38-15 pounding the Ohio State Buckeyes, and then they got a $146 in total yards.
Closer than
you know what?
Though.
Okay, before we get in to college football and what happened in East Lansing Friday night, and then on Saturday in Ann Arbor, it's just I want to congratulate the East Lansing Trojans. They're another great season. Another season of a district title and a regional title. It ran into a tough Byron Center team in the semifinals in Greenville. So congratulations to you, Coach Keyton.
Thank you, sir.
Ended up not where you wanted it to be, but there's only one winner at the end of the game, and you had to be happy about your team.
Oh no, the kids.
Overall.
The kids. Yeah, I mean, we have been. Like I said, I told you earlier, we've been borrowing from Peter to pay Paul all year with the kids that we had, just not having enough bodies and our kids having to play both ways so much.
7 kids going double dip.
It's just, it was not, you know, with the way we play and our scheme on offense, you know, we'll score points. You know, it's just a question of if we have to get ahead of people, and then we can play our game and slow the game and run the ball and that kind of stuff and just score.
I get it.
They just had too many people, and you know, what they laid on us. They ran the ball. The quarterback, outstanding quarterback from them. The way they run the ball. 4 touchdowns. I think he had like 6.
Oh, 6 touchdowns. You're right.
Yeah. No, he was. I mean, he was that guy, and we just didn't have enough people.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to combat that over and over. You got to. How many times have we said how hard it is
to win a football game?
Yes. And then when we're asking young people to again, and it's not even really just the games too. It's the way we have to practice. Because we have to practice those young men so they understand what we're trying to do and to get. And it just wears on them.
Well, here's the deal: when you have that many kids going both ways, is you never get them over to the sideline where they can talk to position coach on a particular side of the field, you know, to recoil and what, you know, maybe go over what could be tweaked. You only have halftime to do that.
Right, and to that point, and just to sit down and take a damn
get off your feet. What am I saying?
You know, their offensive line's coming over and sitting down, and
like a college team,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you know, we just didn't have that, unfortunately. And you know, to do what those kids did all year, or with the injuries that we had all year, kudos to them to get us and the staff and everybody that close to the mountaintop again. But it's okay.
Hey, when you're playing in late November, you're pretty good. That's my feeling.
You know, my goal always was if I could be playing on my birthday, the season was good. And then it transitioned to, as you know, having success at Everett, and then obviously going to East Lansing. I wanted to be playing. If I could play on my mom's birthday,
which was just happened.
yes, yeah. November 26th. If I'm playing on that, if we're practicing that, then the season is outstanding. And kudos to those kids, man, because they laid it all on the line. So nothing to be ashamed about, nothing to be sad about.
Okay.
Just, that happened.
So when I got home from Ann Arbor last night, I watched Fresno State and Colorado State. You know, I watched USC, UCLA. I watched college football when I got home, and then went over through a lot of the highlights. 7 ranked teams got beat, but a lot of them were going against each other, so we know what that's about. But man, there was a couple games though, dude. That OU game when they said Ryan Williams was covered up a touchdown. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an Alabama fan, but God, that pissed me off. I mean, what? I mean, you throw the rag halfway down the field. I mean, 3/4 of the way down the field. That's a throw the rag at right at the snap.
Period. Right now.
Yeah.
As soon as he goes, well, yes and no. He has to throw the football.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
If he ran it, then it's not a big deal.
That's okay. Okay.
Throw it.
Check that. Yeah.
But that means that he watched.
Yeah.
And if he watched that and said that kid was covered up, besides the fact that he's 4 idiots, he should never ref a game again, because there was no way that he could say, because if he said that the tight end went down, okay, maybe.
Yeah. No.
They said no. That was so poor done. Like I said, I oppose that they should be docked that game's pay, and they should be suspended for the rest of the year. It's just wrong.
The other game is, and hey, kudos to the Auburn War Eagle Tigers, man. Big win over A&M, but they got ragged on offensive pass. It was a legitimate rub route. I mean, the
kid did what he's supposed to do. That's
then he
how
threw
you
that
run
flag.
That was terrible.
Gus Malzahn, that's who's coaching at Auburn, right?
No, Gus Malzahn.
No, Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze went freaking
and
nuts.
Rightfully so.
Wow, but it was justified.
No question. Just like Kalen DeBoer probably should have got a couple penalties, because I'd have lost it. Because that changed the whole complexion of that game. That's not
but Auburn won in the Auburn won in the so justice
that one. But the Bama game, that's 2 scores with 10, 12 minutes.
I'm telling you what, man. They didn't score another touch. I mean, they ended up 24-3, right?
That was the final,
yeah. So I mean, why are you saying that Bama would have won that game?
I didn't say they would have won, but I'm saying it changed the whole. Dog, football is a game of momentum and emotion, and they got it right there. That whole everything, because we all know who are they playing? Oklahoma. Oklahoma's not built very strong in the head right now. They've been looking for a way to lose the game.
5-5 going into that game, or whatever.
That would have been creeping in their heads like, oh hell, here we go again.
Or 4-5. I mean, I don't know what they.
You watch how that works with people, like, and then next thing you know, you get a turn. Anything can happen. All I know is those referees ruined that opportunity for those guys and that kid and the catch. Let's just talk about that catch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that was terrible.
Anyway, I tell you,
just
Ryan Williams.
Be better. How about that?
The kid, Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. Those 2 wideouts, people, watch them. Google them.
You're only going to be able to watch them for 2 more years.
But that's fine. That's fine.
After that.
2 more years is fine. Okay, let's talk about, before we get into Michigan State, which we're playing more irrelevant football relative to these other teams. The Ohio State-Indiana game, Will Howard looked pretty good. I know people are down on the quarterback. He looked all right.
It came down to one play.
Okay. But my point is, he was pretty proficient. And I love the best play he did was Google me. He did the Google me thing to Curt Cignetti.
Okay.
This guy, this Curt Cignetti, I'm glad he got beat. He's a clown. That's you put yourself above the game. You say, Google me, I win. No, dude, you don't win. Your team wins. Your coaching staff wins. Not I win. Others win. that tells me a lot about Curt Cignetti. Your thoughts?
He just been winning, and that game came down to one play.
He has
in my
not.
opinion.
Indiana has not beaten one team that's bowl eligible. Well, I know. I take it back. Now Michigan is okay.
Well, here's the deal.
If they haven't beat a ranked
if they
team.
don't muff the punt before halftime.
No, ifs, ands, and buts, or candy and nuts. What a Merry Christmas we'd have.
Wow. Let's put it this way. That might be the best loss of the season for them because now they can go beat Purdue. They don't have to go play in the Big Ten championship game.
Okay.
They're still going to be. They're going to have a home game in the.
They're going to have a home game?
In the playoff.
No.
Watch and see.
No.
Watch and see. All these other people are going to keep beating each other.
No.
They're going to keep beating each other.
That team goes on the road.
Watch and see.
It's called boat
and they're
racing.
going to be a problem.
You're bullish on Indiana.
They had the muffed punt. Then they ran the punt back.
That means they're not very good.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
I beg to differ.
Okay. Hey, we agree to disagree. Michigan State, man, I mean, your fan base, even after a win, man, they're hard to please. Of course, what am I saying? All fan bases. Michigan fans are
Michigan State fan base been some of the worst people ever in the history.
A history of what? The world?
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes them?
Because they're front runners. They be around when you win, and they dog you out. I mean, I gotta tell you, I've been on the field when they booed. When you like, really?
Yeah.
Like, so you don't think we're out here doing the best we could do to try to win a damn football game? But you're sitting up in the stands drinking your hot cocoa like it's no big deal. Like what? You know what? What the
hot
hell?
Cocoa.
Like really?
I think they're.
Now they're drinking
I think
them.
they're-
Now they're drinking the
I think they're
vodka
drinking something
spritzers.
different than hot cocoa.
Well, yeah, now they're drinking the vodka seltzers and their White Claws up there popping off at the mouth. You know. Do I agree? Am I happy with? Of course not. I want to win every game, and I want to see improvement every week. You know, the offensive line is still struggling. Lost another one Friday night. You know, Dallas Fisher came in and did well as far as I was concerned. But we can't run the football.
So for the first time, I mean, I've been I'm supportive of, just like you, of all football players. I mean, Aiden Childs, I've been defending him when I talk with Michigan State people. I talk to, talk about him. Oh, he's terrible and this and that. But I did, because he just said in like the Illinois game, it was just a jailbreak. There was no pass pro at all. But even when he had some time today, I mean, he hasn't got better in a lot of aspects from week number 1 to now in terms of throwing accuracy. Is that a fair statement?
That's an absolutely fair assessment.
Okay.
Because I watch and you see it, and they're not. That Iowa game almost seemed like that was
an aberration.
That was the threshold of where we, and then we slowly.
Oh, I mean, that's the high ceiling mark?
It seemed like we were at, and now we've been regressing. I mean, first half of Michigan we were still pretty good, and then we kind of
ran the football.
But there was so many plays that it was funny because we're sitting up there with Curtis and we're watching, and coaching enough football. We used to tell our kids, especially like Reggie and Mike, and like boot action stuff or whatever. If you see green grass, run.
Oh man, he had that first down.
Run.
Run on the boundary side, on your side. He had the first down,
Just run.
and he threw it.
Just run the football.
That was a critical part of the game.
Because we've all, anybody who throws the football understands the concepts of throwing the football. 2 out of the 3 things are bad when you throw a football.
Okay, Woody Hayes.
So, run it. And he had space to run. Run, slide, and we're good. Keep going.
Yeah.
You don't have to throw the ball down the field or force it, especially throwing high balls and getting your tight end killed.
And he had 30-mile-an-hour wind and. Then you had rain.
It was coming off the top of the press. I said, that's a good thing Kerry's inside here today because
you're soft, man.
I
really
will be
are.
soft. I don't do the cold.
I know you don't.
I gotta stay warm.
I hear it every freaking
I got
time.
hand warmers. I got my hand gloves. I put the feet warmers in. I got my heated vest.
Yeah.
Life is good.
Okay, it's game week, Michigan, Ohio State. Michigan, hey, they scored 20 more points than they scored all season long. They scored 50 points. Their high high point total was the Fresno State game, week number 1. They scored 30. Other than that, it's been in the 20s. So they got their offense going a little bit. They threw to run to open up the running game because they keep,
They
they
threw
start running.
because Northwestern is horrible.
Well, I mean, Northwestern defensively is not so bad. Offensively, Northwestern is 18th in the Big Ten. Michigan is 17th in the Big Ten going into this game, statistically.
The best thing Northwestern got is playing in that soccer field on the water. That's the best thing they had.
And that boutique stadium that's coming up in a couple of years.
Right.
That's a Kerry Keyton kind of stadium.
They're building this stuff.
You got recliners in the grandstands.
Only 30,000 seats.
35. But you know why that is? It's strategic.
Yeah, well,
Northwestern is so much victimized in the state. In Chicago, you got all those Big Ten alumni bases from all the other schools. Everybody lives there, and their fan base come out. So you're 3-1 disadvantaged. So you shrink it. You shrink it.
Yeah.
You control it, and you make it boutique-like. And this is an expense. This is going to take 2.5 years to build. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to the new Ryan Field when that sucker is done. There's no doubt.
I have to take the train and go see that.
Because the old Ryan Field was a dump, man. You had cracks, concrete, cracks going zigging and zagging.
You mean Dyke Stadium?
You said it, I.
That's what it was called.
It was.
There was nobody there.
Yeah, nobody there.
And they left. Whoever was there left at halftime, and it was just.
Okay, one more thing. One more topic. Oh, sorry. Real quick prediction on Michigan, Ohio State.
Well, the way you said that they were going to dog walk Indiana, they're definitely going to dog walk Michigan.
Well, define dog walk. Give me a score.
Oh, 42-14?
42-14?
They might mix a couple field goals in instead of a tutty here or there, but...
I got a little tighter. I got 31-13.
31-13?
Okay. 18 points. 20.
Because they won't. I don't think they'll be able to run the football. And that means they're going to have to throw it, which means a big six
but it
here
worked.
there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the offense. I think
Michigan will have to get some turnovers. They'll have to win the turnover battle by +3 to compete.
To be close.
To compete.
Yeah.
To make it a fourth quarter game.
Yeah, to make it.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about.
What time is it?
Nooner.
12.
Always. Where
Not
toe meets
always.
lip. For Michigan, Ohio State is
Not always.
with Fox always. Not since 2006. That was a 3:30 game. Everything else been noon. You didn't know that?
Don't care.
Okay, you don't care. Okay,
I'm a watch.
Last topic here of Coach Keyton Crawford. By the way, go out to our YouTube page, Tom's Take Community, and subscribe. Really appreciate that. The Bryce Underwood announcement, he's coming to Michigan, and the $10.5 million deal that goes with that. And I'll give you some background that I found out. I got really good sources at the University of Michigan.
He got the tea.
So
spill it.
What do you?
Oh, that's ridiculous. Ain't no freshman kid worth no $10 million.
Out of the bottom,
that's
folks.
Absolutely ridiculous. But hey, kudos to Bryce Underwood for securing the bag. I'm not mad. But make sure it's all in writing. Have your people. Make sure it's in writing, guaranteed that you're gonna get that money.
Okay.
My problem is Jaden Davis is in the portal now. I'm not sticking around because
Why would
I'm paying you $10 million. That kid's gonna play.
It's a locker room
freshmen.
Yeah. Okay. But people think. First of all, one more thing. I'm up. My mind's all. Connor Stallions, get that F out of this program. The picture op that my media colleague Isaiah Holt, photo, at the tailgate. I mean, this is what irritates me. You got, Connor Stallions hanging around the chicken coop. I mean,
hey, that's your guy. That's your guy. Y'all brought him in.
You want the. Speaking of hanging around the chicken coop, you want the NCAA to come back and sniff around some more. Have those kind of photo ops. It just irked the hell out of me. I would ban that dude, that Slappy, away from that program. It's nothing but bad news. Okay, the sign stealing thing is done with. That's all electronics now. So your quote unquote skill set is not needed. That's my thoughts on him. But Bryce Underwood, this 10.5, One dude covered the whole thing. You know what it is?
He got the money.
It's not Nike. It's not this.
Portnoy, he got the money.
Mr. Or, yeah.
He got the money.
Larry Ellison. From my understanding, this is like the third richest man in the entire world. For him to donate 10 points, and his wife is a Michigan fan. I don't know, you know, he didn't go to Michigan, or he didn't, not a fan, he didn't have no, I don't know, that's how it came about. $10.5 million for Larry Ellison contribution would be like Kerry Keyton donating $100 to the Spartan Fund.
You got money like that? It's not. I thought it's not a
And Tom
bar
Crawford.
stool. It's not a bar stool guy. He didn't pay the money.
No.
Larry, who's Larry? Who is Larry Ellison? Who is this person? I don't
Larry
know.
Ellison,
I don't know.
Oracle, the big company, database, you know, big, you know, that company.
Okay.
Google it. Along with Curt Cignetti.
They're trying to steal Google. So, wow.
That's what. Yeah. That's
So
how.
you say he's not a Michigan guy?
Well,
His
he's a
wife is?
Michigan contributor now.
His
Yeah.
wife's a Michigan
His wife's a Michigan fan.
fan.
So Portnoy, he was
fan-
Portnoy goes out and says, "Hey, you know, don't thank me. I didn't have any. I have a minor part of it. You have no part in this deal. This is one dude,
Oh, okay.
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 But this is where. So he who has the biggest, the Phil Knights of the world, Stephen Ross of Michigan, you know, anybody who has, or you know, Michigan State has a Matt Ishbia. You know, they got people. You gotta collect your fanboys that have, you know, not millions of dollars, but billions of dollars, and you're gonna buy yourself a national championship.
Well, they bought him a player. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He didn't look so good against DCC.
No. I'm not saying that, you know, Michigan State's gonna be a national championship, but I mean that's just the whole concept. You got if you want to buy your way to a national.
You got to spend the money.
Yeah.
You got to spend. It's unfortunate, but you have to be at that high level.
That's crazy.
You know.
Okay, I want to wish all of our listeners of Coach Keyton and Crawford a very happy Thanksgiving. Short week this week.
Wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah, wonderful Thanksgiving, and which is my favorite holiday by far.
Really?
By far. You know why? It's
Because you get to eat.
well that I love turkey. I love
Watch the
dressing.
TV. Football.
Football. Thursday, Friday,
Saturday.
Friday on Monitor 2 is all the high school playoffs. And then I love it Michigan Ohio State week when I don't have to go to Ann Arbor. I mean, watch it on TV. I'm not going down to Columbus like some of my media colleagues are, who actually get rental cars with non-Michigan license plates because they'll have their tires slashed. That's how sick those bastards are down in Columbus.
I had no problem driving my green Suburban down there with Spartan.
Well, yeah,
plates
well,
and all
of
that.
course,
I had
because
no
you
problem.
have a common bond with Ohio. You have mutual hate to the University of Michigan. That's why they don't hate on you. You got, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's how it rolls, folks. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to
Happy
you,
Thanksgiving,
Kurt.
sir.
And
Yes.
as we always end, go Trojans
Go Trojans and go green.
and go Blue.